Welcome to Straight Out of Savannah, Talking with Tammi, a podcast that showcases people you may not know who are choosing to use their gifts to inspire and move the planet.
Thank you so much for joining me on Straight Out of Savannah, Talking with Tammi. My guest Kyma is here, and I'm so grateful that she has honored me with her presence. She's going to tell you a little bit about herself, and we're going to get started. Kyma, take it away.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kyma, and I am an artist. I do mantra music or sound healing music. What else? I'm a mother of an artist, a jazz artist, who I manage. So I'm a momager. There's so many things. Trying to list them all. So bear with me. Also I would say I'm a child advocate. I've been working with young children for 18 years, and children are definitely one of my passions. So I still try to find ways to work with children every way I can. I am a community organizer in my town that I live in, which is Wilmington, Delaware. I am constantly providing opportunities for people to gather and to do self-care practices, such as meditation or even dancing and singing together. I also plan the Kwanzas in my city. So I'm very, very active in my town, not my hometown, because I grew up in the Bronx in New York, but I have the town that I claim because I moved here when I was 21, and I'm in my 40s now, so I've been in Delaware for quite some time. And I'm a healer. And I would say that because I have so much creativity that I just really allow guys to kind of move me to what it is that I'm supposed to share. So right now I'm sharing music. Music that soothes my soul and music that reminds you to love yourself deeper. So that's me. Hi, everybody.
That is so powerful. Music that soothes the soul.
Yes.
We have that in common because I love my music.
I know you love music, and you are a jazz lover too, which is something that I really, really love about you.
Yes, girl, I love it.
Jazz, yes.
I tell people, I said, if I had the choice between a TV and a stereo or music would win every time, because I could just play music and, be in my zone. Earlier I was playing The Shallow, um, what's her name? Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper.
Okay.
From the movie, The Star Born. I was
Yeah.
playing that because that song touched my soul. And that is how I do music. It's like if it touches my soul, and if I can feel it, because I feel music. Do you
Yeah.
feel music?
Oh, yes. Oh, most definitely.
That is awesome. That's awesome. So how did you get on this path with the sound healing and stuff? Because I didn't know you did sound healing, but now that I do, I want to invite you to please bring some in the group, the writing group, because I know that is freeing.
Oh, yeah.
It opens up your soul.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So tell us how you got into, on this path, because this is not a path for the faint of heart, and it's usually a path that finds you.
Yes.
Tell me what happened for you.
So I've always been into music, just kind of like what you described. Like I remember growing up, I literally would just lock myself in my room and just play music all day. And not just play music, but I was always fascinated with the structure of songs and songwriting. So I would, to my favorite songs, I would write out all the lyrics. And, you know, back in the day, you had to play, stop the cassette player, rewind back, play it again.
Yes.
Like, you know, it was hard out here in these streets to you know, to actually do that. But that was something that I did all the time. It wasn't enough for me to just know the song. I had to see the words. I had to see the words and
Yes.
I was singing. So
Because you're clairvoyant as well, correct?
yes. Yep. Yep. So, you know, I had to visually see. So it's interesting because around like 18 years old or so, I stopped singing. So I used to sing, I would sing in school plays, and I was part of a traveling like teen performance group that we went out and performed in like public libraries and community centers and at schools and things like that. Acting, singing, dancing. I was doing all of that, taking classes and just loving it. And then around 18, I kind of just stopped. I stopped.
Why?
And well, now that I've been able to kind of look back and reflect on
Yes.
my life, I think I stopped for a couple reasons. One was my mother was very ill of cancer, and she passed away when I was 18. So that
Oh, wow.
was really, really hard.
Devastating. Yeah.
Very, very hard. And then also, I think because of me being distracted with um, a relationship as well.
Yeah.
You know, which is something that distracts a lot of us, you know,
Yes.
takes
Absolutely.
us off path. So I think I was taken off path by that relationship as well. So it's like both those things kind of threw me off course. So then fast forward, I'm 21, I have my daughter, really young, and I moved to Delaware. And that was when I first decided, you know, I think I want to go into childcare because I just had like this very protective nature of children, you know. And it kind of sparked from me having my own child and going and trying to look for a place for her and being like, I think I could do this. And I think I could do this really well. You know? And so I kept her home with me for a while before, you know, having her actually go into a program. And that just, you know, having her go into a program made me like it sealed the deal for me that I needed to do this. And so I started, I really think again in reflection that was a good thing for me because it allowed me to sing. It allowed me to sing. I sung every day to children, and I would make up songs for them.
Yes.
And I would, you know, be able to just randomly break out into song, something that you can't do if you have like a desk job or a 9 to 5. You can't just break out into song, which for me, I could do that, you know. That kept me going for many, many years, working with children, being able to sing whenever I wanted to, just for them. But I never really sung out to adults or in public. And it wasn't until I closed my childcare in 2016, because I had my own childcare for 10 years in my house.
Okay.
And so when I closed, I started to travel. I went out into the community and offered a music, movement, and mindfulness class to young children.
Oh, nice.
So now I was going into programs and singing and doing mindfulness activities and movement with the preschoolers.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
that was beautiful.
Mhm.
Like sparked my love again for performing, because I literally was like, I would call every time I went into a school, I would say I'm going on a gig, because that's how, and the children made me feel famous, because I would come in and they were like, Miss Kyma, and they would just come charging at me like, yeah, she's here, she's
That
here.
is so nice.
So, you know, that kind of really kind of boosts my confidence. Like, wow, like, you know, I'm doing this and the children just love it, you know. And it kind of sparked me into, I had one place I was going to where I couldn't get the children to like focus and like pay attention to what I was doing. They literally was running circles around me. And that was the first, because I've always had a skill with children where I've always been able to kind of have them, you know, stay with me and flow with me. But this group of children were just like, they were running circles. And I was like, oh my gosh, what do I need to do? And my spirit told me I needed to play my drum.
Nice.
So I brought my drum and I played my drum and I sang and they danced and they got all that energy out. And then they sat down and they were like, okay, what else you got? And then they were able to listen to me sing songs and to do things, right? And so that kind of morphed into me now, um, in my meditation time, coming up with mantras, you know. And I had been doing that since like maybe 2014, 2015, making mantras just for me, not sharing with anyone, not sharing them with anyone at all. And it wasn't until maybe a couple years ago that I started to share my mantras with others. And when I started doing that, I started to see a direct, like right away, people would tell me like, wow, that mantra stuck in my head. I've been singing it all day, that type of stuff. And so that just continued me to want to share this music and this and my voice with others, because as you said earlier, music is a universal language. It's so healing and it's so calming to the soul. And I think now music is like so all over the place, mainstream music,
Right.
like, you know, the messages that children are hearing is so all over the place. And so even though my work has been most of my life with young children, I still feel like I'm hitting them with my music, because if their parents are playing it, then they're hearing it in the background and they're soaking up these mantras and what the music is saying. So it's a win-win for me.
Oh
It's a
yeah,
win.
definitely.
Yeah. So that's been my like my music journey, my singing, you know. Yeah, it's been a lot of good stuff going on.
I'm 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 super excited because when I listened to you sing, I heard
Mhm.
you sing in the woo, and I
Yeah.
was like, this girl is hiding all this. Like, this is beautiful. It was a song. I think you said you wrote it, right? I said, this girl is hiding all this. I said, this is bad to the bone. I said, I
Oh.
don't know. I mean, I could feel it.
Mm.
You know, I don't know about other people, but I could feel it. And I was like, oh my God. And I think I reached out to you then. I was like, I need her to come on my show. You know, I said, because I know that that changes the planet, you
Mm.
know, and music shifts the energy,
Yes.
you know, and it's amazing how when we realize that and we realize we can use it for that purpose, you know, and kids usually, like you said, they're usually pretty easy to do
Yeah.
with, you know, usually they fall right in, you know, and they just, you know, if you want to get them to move, then you put something on and they'll start moving, and you want
Mhm.
to get them to chill out, you put something on so they could chill out and all that. And I
Yep.
think that is amazing. I mean, that is, to me, it's a calling.
Thank you. Yes, it is. It definitely is. And it's so, and it, you know, when I think again, when I reflect back at my life, it's always called me back to music and sound, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how many kids do you have?
Children of my own?
Yeah.
One.
Oh, okay. Okay.
One.
Okay. I was tripping because a lot of times you talk to people
Yeah.
and when they say how they love children and they be having like 5 and you be like,
yes.
that's
Yeah.
cool. And your daughter got a beautiful voice as well.
Thank you.
Because I heard her too. I think you posted something and of course I clicked on. But yeah, that is powerful. Where do you see yourself going with all of this container that you're creating or that you've created?
Yeah. So definitely I'm flowing like, I know that this music and what I'm creating is something that my soul is expressing right now at this time,
Mm-hmm.
and I, of course, want, as many people to hear it as possible. You know, I think mantra music is very powerful. Um, I think that I would like to see it increase in, like I said, in that attention.
Mm-hmm.
Mantra music is powerful right now because, when you think of chants and those things, we have it, they're usually in other languages, Sanskrit, different languages. I think it's important for us to have mantras that's in English, in the language that we speak, that we can understand and resonate with and use for ourselves. Affirmations are super, super powerful. And so the mantra music just helps you to say those affirmations over and over while you're singing and while you're enjoying the music. But it sticks, it sticks. So as many people as possible that can, you know, feel and hear the message is what I'm about. My first project, and I'm almost done my first EP, my full first EP of my mantra music. I released a single, but I'm finishing up my EP, and it has about seven songs on there. And with that, I just want to be able to share that music because this EP is talking about self-love.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a very powerful message. I think it's something that a lot of people are talking about lately,
It is
which
God's word.
yes, which is beautiful. But I've learned a lot of deep lessons about self-love that I'm sharing in this music, and I'm also sharing in a book. So I've spoken to you before, writing this book, and so my long-term goal, not long-term, because this is happening this year, is to put out this book and CD as a
Oh, nice.
combo thing. So you will get to read the book, but then you'll also get to listen to the music and bring the message of the book into your spirit. So that's my
You
goal.
could also do it on a platform and have them log in too, if you didn't want to do the CD.
Okay, yeah. You mean
Yeah.
like
Like a Zoom link or Dropbox, even the Dropbox or whatever. Google, whatever. Just a suggestion.
yeah, some people have spoken to me about, they're like, no one listens to CDs anymore. Um,
I didn't want to say that, but that was what I was thinking. I was like, I don't even have a CD player in the house.
Yeah, there's been people that have said that to me, and I am thinking about offering it as
As an add-on.
as something that you can download and get
Oh
right
yeah.
away.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely that has to be. I don't want to put the whole project out on, all those other streaming platforms, because artists don't really make anything doing that, you
Right.
know. I definitely want to have full ownership over the whole project.
Most assuredly.
Yeah, and be able to really be able to see who's listening and where it's going and that type of stuff. So I definitely will have it out, have it available digitally, definitely. But I do think CDs are great to have, especially for when I perform
Right.
publicly.
Gotcha.
Um, there are people that still get CDs, believe it or not.
Yeah. I mean, because people buy them and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely still being purchased. And it just depends on, the person and what have you. I was talking to a young girl like in her early 30s. Well, she's 30, and she was like, I don't have a CD. Why does it have to be a CD? But then she thought about it and she remembered that she does have a CD player in her car.
Yeah. I have one in my car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, oh, I could listen to it in my car. So I'm like, that's perfect. That would be a great place to listen to it.
While you're
This,
driving, you can hear that.
yep, yep, yep.
So I have this question for you. Who inspires you? Who, if you had to name even one person, a few people, who inspires you? I mean, when you look at them, you know what I mean, and you can see yourself, or, who inspires you?
Hmm. So when you first asked the question, before you said a person, I was thinking I'm inspired by everything. Because I mean, I
Yeah.
could be, like there's so many different things that has inspired me to want to write about something or sing about something. It's been like from like the smallest minute thing as like a sunrise. That's not minute. Like sunrises to me is everything,
It is.
and it's interesting because most of the songs, like, it wasn't intentional, but a lot of the songs that I put on this first project is really about rejoicing when in the new day, you
Yes.
know,
Yes.
sunrise. But if I had to choose like specific people, one person definitely first comes to mind is Bob Marley. Bob Marley is someone that um, I've had the privilege of going to Jamaica and a couple years ago and visiting the land that he was born on, where he's buried,
Okay.
where he wrote a lot of his music at. And the thing about Bob to me is that he spoke, um, he gave the messages he brought down the messages that people needed to hear in that moment, in that
Yes.
moment. And
Hmm.
those are the artists that inspire me, where they bring down the wisdom or the message of God in music form and share it with the masses, right?
Yes.
Because artists to me are messengers. They're messengers of God. They share whatever the message is through their art form. And so Bob to me is someone that did that. Stevie Wonder is someone that does that. Um,
I think DMX.
yeah, I definitely respect DMX and him as an artist. I can honestly say he wasn't an artist that I would listen to heavily, so I can't like co-sign on that. But definitely definitely respect, his work. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just when you said that, that's what came to me. I was like, I don't know if a lot of people realize, but I was like, he was definitely a prophet, and he actually, he ministered to a lot of people, and they don't, and and to me, through the trauma that he experienced, and that means a lot when I think about it. Because for me, when he was out, I listened to him some, but I listened to him more later.
Yeah.
Like it's like I all of a sudden I could hear, and I don't know if it was, because I'm an old school. I love old school hip hop too. Love it.
Mhm.
I love jazz. I love old school hip hop. I love reggae. I like pretty much any kind of music,
Yeah.
as long as it's good.
Mhm.
But I prefer the old school hip hop over what's going on now.
Yeah.
Although now they have some decent stuff, but yeah. But yeah, so I like that about Bob Marley because he was just so deep.
Mhm.
And I mean, and much deeper than people even realize.
Mhm.
And for him to even be inspiring generations now,
Yep.
and he been dead, what, 40 years?
Mhm.
So
Yep.
I'm like, I mean, that right there is a legacy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you this one last question and then we're gonna close it out. So
Mhm.
what do you see as your legacy?
Mm. My legacy is definitely love. You know, that's what I want people to feel through my music. That's what I want them to feel with any of my offerings that I offer um, to others. I want them to feel that love. And your legacy to me also directly speaks to your offsprings, my child and any future children that comes from her, and so on and so on and so on. And I want that when you come across any person that sprung from me, that you would experience love. You feel love, and you will know that that energy in itself is the most powerful energy on the planet. And it's something that I don't feel that we talk enough about. But yeah, that's what my legacy would be, that whenever you were in their presence, or I want when people talk about me after I'm gone, that they would share stories of love. Yeah.
That is awesome. That is super powerful. Um, so share with the people where they can find you if they're wanting to connect with you.
So, first of all, I need you to go listen to I Love Myself, because that is available everywhere that is streaming on all platforms. I Love Myself is a mantra. And I really, really hope that you go and listen to that. You can find me on Facebook at Kyma, Kyma. That is my name. You can find me on Instagram at Kimbella, Kymbela, Kimbella. Um, yeah, those are my handles. And again, go listen to I Love Myself and stay tuned for that combo. That combo, it's coming. Book and CD combo. Yes.
I am so excited for you because that is amazing. I have one question that popped in I wanted to ask. So do you, when you get the music, do you hear it inside of yourself or do you feel it? I mean, do you see it? How does it come to you?
So a lot of my mantras tend to come to me either when I'm coming out of meditation. So
Hmm.
just coming out of meditation, my mantras has come to me, you know, in that deep space of divine love. That's what I call divine love, when you are in union with the divine, with God. That's that divine love that happens. That's usually where my mantras come from. Another place my mantras come from is from me being out in nature, like especially walking, and they just kind of come out. And a lot of times too, they come from me playing my percussions. So I love playing different percussion instruments, so many different kinds. I collect sounds. And so sometimes the percussions on their own can inspire me to come up with something, come up with a mantra. And they just kind of just flow out of me. I can't really explain it or describe it. They just kind of come, come from my spirit, come from my soul. If I have to, put a place on it, um, definitely they come from my spirit. Yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, that sounds good. All right, so this has been so much fun. I am so grateful that my guest Kyma has joined me today, and I know that you're going to get something amazing from this. So definitely check her out on all of her handles. We'll also have all of those details in the description of the video as well as the audio, so that you can connect with her when you are ready. So I'm so appreciative, and I thank her so much for coming on. I've been trying to get her on for a while, so this has been a treat for me. So I know it's going to be a treat for you as well. So again, thank you so much for joining us on Straight Out of Savannah, talking with Tammi. And I'm just super grateful for the time and the space and the energy that Kyma has brought forth for us. So make sure that you're checking her out and check out her song, I Love You.
I love myself.
I love myself. Yes, check that out. I love myself. And I'm sure that she would love to have some type of feedback as well on that song. I think I already heard it, and I think I already gave her feedback. But if I haven't, she'll get it from me as well. So again, thank you so much for joining us on Straight Out of Savannah, talking with Tammi. You can find that on Anchor as well as on YouTube. So anywhere that you can find me, check us out and make sure that you connect with Kyma, because she is an amazing, beautiful spirit. And I love what she's doing, and you will as well. So thank you for joining. Bye now.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I know you've been blown away with the amazing value here today. Now go out and inspire the planet. And be sure to send us a message when you're ready to come talk about it on Straight Outta Savannah, Talking with Tammi.